Call up the poke band, get your brats on the grill, and slip into some lederhosen. This week, we're making German potato salad. This is one of my family recipes. It comes from my great-grandmother. She was herself second or third generation German immigrant here in the US. Several branches of my family have been up in Wisconsin for about 7 generations. This recipe conceivably could be quite old. German potato salad is not like other potato salads. Rather than being a creamy, cold dish, German potato salad is a sweet, sour dish served warm. It also has a strong savory component because it is made with bacon. A lot of bacon. I've made a few changes to this recipe over the years as I became a better cook and I understood the components of good cooking more and more over time. That said, it is still very true to the recipe, and I like to think that great-grandma would be happy to see that her recipe is being shared with the world, even if I did make a couple of small changes. It's pretty straightforward, but it is delicious and it's perfect for a summer cookout. Let's get into it. Ingredients: 1.4 kilograms of Yukon Gold potatoes, 220 grams of bacon, 1 large onion, 80 milliliters apple cider vinegar, 80 milliliters water, 50 grams sugar, 15 milliliters stone ground mustard, plus 15 mils of cornstarch and 60 mils of cold water whisked into a slurry. To start, get a pot, put a couple of inches of water in it, set it next to your cutting board. Then we're just going to slice the potatoes 1/4 to 1/2 inch thick. I don't know why, but every German potato salad recipe uses sliced potatoes, not chopped. Sliced is traditional, so that's what I went with. Get those in the water. We do that so that the potatoes don't stick together quite so badly. We're gonna boil the potatoes until they are just tender, but not fully cooked and falling apart. You'll see why at the end. You can peel your potatoes if you like. I don't really think it's necessary. All right, with all your potatoes sliced up and in the water, go ahead and get a little bit more water on there so that they are submerged by about 1 inch. Then move them over to the stove where we're gonna bring them up to a boil and boil them until they are just tender. You can use some salt in with the potatoes if you like. I find that the recipe is plenty salty just from the bacon, but you do you. In a cold Dutch oven, go ahead and add your bacon. Get your heat on low. Just like any other time we've made bacon bits, we're gonna fry these until they're crispy. Stir the potatoes every once in a while. Just make sure they don't stick. Fry the bacon over low heat while the potatoes come to a boil. It's a lengthy process, but it renders the fat gently, the bacon doesn't stick as bad, and they'll be the best bacon bits you've ever had. When the potatoes are al dente, drain them into a colander. Let them sit and drain while the bacon finishes cooking. Transfer the crispy bacon to a tray lined with paper towel using a slotted spoon. Set the bacon aside and remove all but 1 to 2 tablespoons of the bacon grease from the Dutch oven. Great Grandma, I love you. We don't need all that in there. Now, add your onions. Now the onions, we are going to caramelize in the bacon grease. Keep your heat on low and let these go. It's gonna take a while. But don't walk away. You'll wanna stir these frequently so they don't burn. It's real easy to overshoot caramelized onions if you don't keep them moving in the pan. Hot spots develop and the onions will brown or even burn unevenly. Once your onions are nice and browned all over, go ahead and add your vinegar, water, and sugar. Whisk to combine. The sugar should dissolve pretty quickly. Stir in your mustard and deglaze the bottom, scraping up any beautiful fond that comes loose. Stir together your cornstarch slurry to reintegrate anything that's settled. Then stir it into the pot. The benefit to using a cornstarch slurry in this recipe is that it doesn't add any additional fat. There's already a ton of fat here from the bacon. Bring the sauce up to a boil and it will thicken pretty quickly. Once the sauce is thick and glossy, start adding your potatoes a handful at a time. Toss after each addition to coat the potatoes. This keeps the potatoes from sticking to each other, so you get everything coated evenly. I even go the extra step of separating the slices and adding them individually. Keep the heat on low and let the potatoes cook until they're just warmed through. Now it's time to finish and serve. To finish off the potato salad, add the bacon. Be sure to serve it warm. If you're going to bring this to a cookout, I highly recommend that you put it in a disposable party tray. That way you don't have to worry about bringing your dish back and it travels nice and easily. Just reheat it in the oven for, 25-30 minutes at 350 degrees. And there you go, German potato salad. It's sweet, it's sour. There's a good balance between the sugar and the saltiness from the bacon. The bacon provides a nice toothsomeness. The potatoes themselves have a really nice consistency. They're still firm and bite through. They don't fall apart. They're not mashed. You're not going to end up with a pile of mush. And that is important for a potato salad. I'm really happy I've added mustard over the years. It updates the dish. It brings it into a more modern sensibility with more flavors and a greater depth, while still being true to the culinary roots and tradition of the dish. That's it for me. I'm going to enjoy this with my lunches for the rest of the week. If you make it at home, please let me know. I would love to hear that somebody has made one of my family dishes that they saw on the internet. I will see you next time.